Hello, it's me. How are you? I wanted to be watching cricket all afternoon, but it's raining, so there's no cricket being played right now. And I thought that I'm going to try and get a head start on a project that I've been thinking about for a while, and that is something that I've seen around on the internet, on Pinterest, on other places, and maybe I just made it up in my head after watching too many Hannah Lee Duggan videos. But I wanted to try and find some old looking tablecloths and make a dress out of them. I have some old tablecloths that I got from my grandma, but they're like family heirlooms, so I don't really want to cut them up and ruin them. So I'm going to try and go around to a bunch of vinnies this afternoon. Yeah, let's see if I can find what I need. Vinnies. Op shop. Oh my god, that vinnies is the tits! I'd heard from some people that it was a good vinnies, but I wasn't expecting it to be that good. It's huge, there's lots of stuff. I got a bed sheet which has this kind of lace embroidered hem on it, and a tablecloth that is kind of like, that might be my sleeves and bodice, and then the bed sheet might be my skirt. But I'm super happy. This is like exactly the kind of thing that I was looking for. And then bonus round, I got a hat, this sun hat, which is too cute to go past. And the best thing about that vinnies was the woman who served me was just like telling everyone how nice their choices were. It was such a wholesome time. And that's like mission accomplished for the first part of this project. And the next step will be to make a whole dress, which I have no plan for yet, or no pattern for. I'm just gonna make it up and see what happens.
Okay, voiceover time. Once I had my sheet to use, I got all my bits home and I laid them out to measure how much fabric I had, did some calculations, and I carefully unpicked the end sections of the sheet because the edge detail went around the corner, and I decided that I would use these for the bodice and the leftover for the skirt. I had a go at sketching out some ideas for the style after spending a lot of time on Pinterest. I couldn't really decide what I was going to do with the top part, so I decided to dive straight in with the skirt. I didn't end up using the coffee coloured tablecloth for this project because I couldn't be bothered with dyeing anything. I found some other cool ideas on Pinterest though, so I'm going to make another video for that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. I think I'm going to make a top kind of like this. Anyway, I digress as usual. I faffed around for a long while with the top, and then I spied a photo in the corner and decided that it would be good inspiration for the top, since I know a deep V style looks really good on me, if I do say so myself. So then I laid that out and I pinned it and confirmed that would be the route I would go down. I still couldn't figure out the details, so I went back to working on the skirt. Since I knew there was going to be only one seam down the back, I did some marking out of where I wanted the pleats to be in the front, since the back section was going to be elasticated. The whole idea for this dress was to have business in the front and a party in the back. A kind of mullet dress or something like that. So I marked out my pleats and then I just did a long basting stitch to hold them in place while I did the rest of the skirt. Since it was one big tube, I did a French seam for the back, so this nice big lace bit would be in the front of the skirt. I tried it on and deemed it was working, so I pushed on with the waistband. I spent a long time making a really thick waistband to make sure I could use this piece of elastic. I made it twice because I messed up the first time and I still couldn't figure out how it was all going to go together. So far so good, except I didn't have the audio on. I'm really struggling figuring out how to put this waistband together because half of it needs elastic, half of it doesn't. I don't know how to connect it to the skirt and the top at the same time, but I think I need to leave the top of the waistband open on the front so that I can like insert the front pieces later, but I need the back bit to be enclosed so that it can hold it. I spent a long time overthinking things, but I went ahead and I attached the waistband and yeah, decided to test the fit, and this is what happened. It's definitely not big enough. I took my waist measurement but didn't actually add anything to the back elasticated piece. So the back elasticated piece is actually not elasticating enough. So I've decided that I don't think this style works with a long skirt and I'm gonna change it. So I kind of like was trying everything on, and the wide piece of elastic that I have is like not quite long enough to make it a comfortable fit around the back, because it kind of has to like stretch too far and there's basically just like too much fabric around on that waistband. And the skirt is like way too long. It's gonna drag along the ground, which I just really don't want to deal with. So what I think I'm gonna do is just straight up cut this waistband off. I think I'm gonna add a couple more pleats in the front just to like even out the distribution of the fabric around the waist, and I'm going to use some thinner elastic to make a waistband that's got like a little bit more give so that the dress can kind of fit over. And then I thought about how to arrange the front panels, which I keep cutting and they're like getting a little bit too short, so I'm worried that I'm gonna like run out of fabric, but I'll figure it out. I think I'm just gonna keep it in a V, and I might put a dart in at the bottom here to bring that across and give this a little bit of shape, because there's not going to be any connection under the arm, and so I'm a bit worried that if it's just sitting flat then maybe the side might get up. I don't plan on wearing a bra with this dress, so I want to make sure that the girls are going to be safely covered, at least most of the time. Hey, I just discovered that you fit on my top shelf. Why hello there from the shelf. I hope you enjoy this sewing montage. Just like I said I would, I cut this waistband off that I spent so much time on, and I shortened the skirt by a fair chunk. Don't worry though, I salvaged the elastic for another project, don't know what, but that's just how I do things. I put in 4 pleats in the front, and I also marked where the sides should be so that I knew where the elasticated bit of the waistband is going to start and stop. I measured the elastic and I made a thinner waistband for it to go into. It was a bit confusing to make only half of the waistband elasticated, so I spent a lot of time thinking about it, since I wasn't doing the usual thing where you thread the elastic through a kind of sheath. I spent a lot of time trying to figure that out. As you can see, just this is me sped up doing it. So yeah, imagine how much time I actually spent in real life that I've then edited out for your benefit. Needless to say, it was kind of complicated at the time. I'll let past Steph try and explain how I did a half elasticated, half not elasticated waistband. So I'm just going to get you down from up there. Explain what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to try to explain what I'm trying to do. So what I've done is I've got my waistband, and it's like a folded waistband. This edge is the raw edge of the inside, and the bit of elastic is sort of just like hanging out in space. So I'm going to stitch the inside facing
I'm gonna kind of do this in a weird way. I'm gonna stitch. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna stitch the inside facing to the wrong side. Right side to wrong side. I'm gonna stitch along where the waistband is gonna go. Then I'm gonna fold it. I'm gonna press that up and I'm gonna fold this front facing piece over and I'm gonna top stitch. It's not great because I don't know how I'm gonna attach my front pieces, but I'm just gonna cross that bridge when I get to it.
Did that make any sense? Oh, didn't think so.
I need like half as much elastic as I used.
Let me tell you, I learned a lot about self-drafting and measuring properly during this project. I finally got the skirt together at a good length and then I went on with the top. I spent some time faffing around again, pinning bits and seeing what I could get away with in terms of kind of like coverage on the sides for the boobs.
It's a bit risky.
To mitigate the risk factor, I decided to add straps from the shoulders that would go around the sides and connect all the way back to the front pieces.
Oh, you're back on the shelf.
I did a pretty hatchet job of measuring all these things, and then I kind of just laid things out, took a little measurement of my shoulder, cut out a bit of a curvy bit, and then put it all on, kind of in a very slapdash sort of way.
I'm literally stitching along the line of where the embroidery is to kind of hide this attachment.
And then to put it all together, I pinned it to the skirt and I basically just top stitched the front panels along the waistband and made sure I caught the edges of those shoulder straps so that everything would be together. I am impatient at this point and I just wanted to get this damn project done.
The moment of truth.
And here is how it turned out. I love this dress because I think it is such a party in the back. I think my back is one of my best features, so I'm glad I get to show it off. The front is kind of conservative, so I love the contrast between the two. It's very relaxed and easy fit, and I also learned a lot of lessons from this make that I'm going to take into future projects. So I hope you stick around to see some of those projects that I have in the pipeline come to life. I've got a top and maybe a skirt here and there. I'm also going to venture into some DIY, some repair jobs, how to like fix some cool things that you might already own or that you might find at a thrift store. So yeah, stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.